So, not only do we have the problem of having to take a bit of a risk with regards to our next expansion path, but also we are actually losing a bit of money per turn. Now, it's not terrible. We've got a lot of money before we actually start going into the red, and by then I should have taken a town, or at least a small settlement, a small outlying settlement, that should allow me to overcome that. However, do have construction available. Characters. So Cao Cao has got a level up. Low general satisfaction, so still Lady Bian is not happy with us. But again, if we can take another city, we might be able to give some titles or some jobs away. That might make that turn around a little bit. Anyway, let's level up Cao Cao, the man himself. So let's have a look. This is an actual ability, so Imperious Presence. Passive buff. Decrease cooldown of abilities. I don't know, that might be useful. He's often going to be riding with Shahoudwin, after all. And Shahoudwin has got some nice abilities in a duel, so this could make our ability to assassinate enemy generals just that little bit more effective. Elsewhere, Mighty Knockback, Redeployment Cost, Replenishment, Industrial Exploitation, Starting Rank. It's not bad. What have we got here? Authority. There's nothing like super good here. Night battles might be good though. I know that you can divide and conquer with night battles like you can in any other Total War game, but you also have the, well, if the enemy has it then you can't. So there is that, which does make a good amount of sense. But this expertise, I don't know. Let's go for the ability for now. Okay, and that's a lot of authority that we've got now. So satisfaction has also gone up. Maybe that's enough to make Lady Bian not hate me? No. Desires a higher court position, but I don't have any higher court positions that I can give. All of these are... I need to level up my faction before I gain access to these, I suppose. Yeah, King. Marquis. Well, whatever. We'll deal with that later. That is a bit of a problem, though. So, it is winter, so I'm not eager. But I think what I am going to do is Tao Qian's army, when it was shuffling off, was very depleted and suffering attrition. And he also wants peace with me, which tells me he's really struggling. And I think my garrison should actually be sufficient to deal with him if he comes back. If he wants to build up an army of the size that can actually take one of my settlements, it's probably going to take him a little while. So I think what I'm going to do is actually go for YANGZHOU city down here. And not only will this give me a city, but it is in the south, which will be a little bit more easy to defend. Most of the named warlords that I might need to watch out for are a little bit further north, like YANGZHOU over here. Hopefully we can keep good relations with our old friend for the time being, at least. But also, it comes to mind that Taishitsu is down here, and if we capture him, we might be able to get him to join us. And that would be a very nice general to have on side, albeit would probably be pretty hefty on the old upkeep. But you know what? I think it should be fine. Can we reach Chen? Doesn't look like we can. Maybe we can go into just full march stance. And just... because we're going to need our full retinue to take this city, I think. It's a level 4 city after all. Can we upgrade Chen? No, we can't. Well, we're losing money for the time being anyway. So, yeah, we'll just pass the turn. So he wants us to pay 77 per turn, and he wants us to join a coalition. I am very tempted to do that, actually, because I do want to keep good relations with my old friend for the time being. He can tie down the north, and I can tie down the south, and we only need to focus on one another later. I'm going to do that. If need be, I will disband one of my units. Why is my attitude with you neutral, my friend? The Han Empire is making a nuisance of them? No, YANGZHOU doesn't want him to join. Yeah, we're a pretty... Wang Quang. You're north of the Yellow River, so actually I really don't care if you join or not. Anything south of the Yellow River I'm a little bit more interested in rejecting. Faction succession, Han Empire. Succeeding Huang Fu Song is Yizhuan Peiyue. Huh. How about that? Wang Quang joined the coalition of YANGZHOU. So, I'm really not... the Han Empire are always just going to be puppets anyway. Oh, he left. Taishitsu is probably going south, but this does give us the opportunity to seize another commandery in its entirety, I think. So, let's head right to the border. Get ready to besiege the settlement, because this is going to be a city with walls, I think. Level 4. So we are still losing money, so we can't build anything else for the time being while that's still going on. Hopefully someone doesn't stab us in the back while this is going on. What about my public order here? It's just neutral. Okay, good. Still low general satisfaction. Ah, good, we have another policy. I think I need to go to a more focused approach with this now. I think it's pretty clear. Ah, hello. Convict drafts. Peasant raiders. Ironically enough, the raiding stance has actually been taken out of this game, which I don't agree with at all. I think the Yellow Turbans and the Outlaws in particular could benefit from a raiding stance, but I guess it's not such a big deal when you're playing one of the more established factions like Cao Cao. Mustering turns less than 2. That's pretty damn good, actually. And starting rank for peasant recruits. Peasant raiders, they're pretty poor in terms of cavalry, I would imagine. But that's not really the point here. The point would be other things. Military supplies. Seasonal deployment. I'm just wondering what pathway to go down. Need a building for that. Population growth. Yeah, mustering turns will be good. So we'll go for that. Right. So let's pass the turn. Liu Bei. Receive a diplomatic bonus with the factions that side with me. Liu Bei is not within range at the moment. He's on the other side of Tao Qian. Yeah, sure. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. The other two both accepted. And this should at least... Zhengjiang. I mean, you're miles away from me, so sure. You're also much weaker, but whatever. There's Taishitsu. He's come back, so this does give us the opportunity to besiege him. Coalition to defeat barbarians. Acknowledge, yeah. Liu Dai. No one wants him in the coalition because he's so weak. Yeah, both of these are on my side of the river, which gives me the opportunity to actually take their lands, which is good. I know that Liu Bei is, I think, south of the Yellow River. He signed a peace treaty. Han Sui. Yellow Turban Rebellion. Relationship deepens between Kuei Xuan and Cao Cao. Ah, that was my level 3 strategist that I got. Over tea, you tell your general of your dream of a jade bird. The general takes a long sip of their tea, places the cup down, and looks you in the eye. A vision of a jade bird is an auspicious prophecy, the jade indicating imperial matters, and the bird being a being that can traverse the gap between earth and heaven. Excellent. Makes our level 3 strategist a little less likely to stab us in the back. But you can see here, actually, that Liu Bei has expanded a little bit. He's got a level 5 city. We only have a level 3 city, which is probably why we're not doing so well. But we're about to seize a level 4 one, hopefully. What have we got here? Armies. Right. To start with, we'll go into normal stance for you. Right, hold on. Right, we need to... we could build siege equipment, which actually I think we will probably do. Let's just build some rams. Continue siege. And then we'll get Shahu Yuan into reinforcement range. There we go. So, that should be just fine. We'll just continue to starve them out, I guess. Because that is a fairly hefty garrison that they'll have, as well as the army of Taishitsu. And his infantry is actually of decent quality as well, so it might be within our best interest to just try and starve them out. Turns until surrender is 7. We have a credibility of 100. Can be used to trigger proxy wars. I wonder. We don't really need to do anything of the sort just yet, because mostly we're surrounded by the Han, who are at war with us, or very minor warlords who are unlikely to declare on us. We'll see. Ooh, you really want me to have peace. They'll give me a decent amount of money, which I could do with money, but I'm going to reject because everyone hates. Everyone hates the Dong. There's Tao Chen. Of course, now you would rear your ugly head. Maybe I will sign a peace deal with you. Wang Quang. Okay, Mao, Wang Quang, Yellow Turban Rebellion. Right, hold on. Yeah, I'm too far south. I need to, if I can. Peace. I could get a decent amount of money actually with them as well. Yeah, request payment. Give me money. They really want peace, so this is a good way to extort a whole bunch of money out of them. That's all they're willing to give. Do you have any ancillaries actually? You have got absolutely nothing. Wow, you suck. Okay, well. Okay. Good. So that's a decent amount of money which will keep me going for the time being. Yeah, I'm only losing 51 per turn, so that's excellent. Pass the turn. Against Huangshao? Sure. They're Yellow Turbans. If I take this city, it'll give me a good amount of momentum when I'm moving south. Right. Wang Quang. Oof, they're very damaged. Pyrrhic victory, eh? Let's dig some holes under the wall. Actually, no, let's just continue the siege. 2 more turns and then I might assault the fortress because they're going to be in dire straits by then. Okay. YANGZHOU has got some farmland here. Huh. Again, Kong Rong is pretty far away. I don't need it though. Really don't need it. He is on the other side of Liu Bei, but again, eventually everyone needs to bend the knee. Winter of 194. Let's see here. Yeah, let's just keep digging holes. Just keep putting pressure on. Maybe. Do I need Shaoyuan? I guess for the time being, yes. Hanfu. Acknowledge. My vote doesn't matter. It's already overwhelmingly against him. Liu Biao is just... Everyone else is giving me good deals, but he is just throwing shite at me. Right. Okay. Yuanzhou declared war on Taoqian. Huangshao declared a peace treaty with Kongrong. Wang Quang. A solid friend is worth more than 1,000 soldiers. As you lie recovering from a battle, a comrade tells the tale of your friend who took great risk and great injury to save you in the fray. You survived because of them. They survived too, but not without bearing the battle's scars. Character wounded, Xiahou Dwin. Greatly deepened the relationship. Is he? Okay, well that's not too bad. That, however, is not great. What sort of army has he got? Not a great one. I think we're going to lose that farmland, you know. Alright. What is this? Income from industry. We're going to go down the green tree, I think. Just get a little bit more, because we do have a lot of farmland, a lot of livestock. Right, actually, what I could do, a bit of a Hail Mary, but I could try and demand surrender. They will not give up the settlement. Okay, then a battle it will be.
宁教我负天下人，休叫天下人负我。
他们很快就会尸横遍野。
望诸位牢记，我等尽心竭力，皆是为了一统天下。
So the siege of Yangzhou begins, and while the enemy are vastly outnumbered, they do still have the defensive position of the fortress, even if it has been weakened by my siege. Also, their units in general are of higher quality than mine. We do share some units, so for example, they have the Spear Guard, and they do have some militia as well, but they also have these Jian swordsmen, of which they're going to be stronger in melee than just my simple saber militia. But also, their G forces are G infantry rather than G militia, so they will have better armour, will be better in melee, and they have the support of their captains. They do, of course, have some trebuchets on the walls, but I am choosing to assault the fortress entirely from this direction because all of the towers have been destroyed by my siege so far, and there is already a hole in the wall. They also have some cavalry, it's worth saying as well, so just some G cavalry. Again, I think stronger than the G cavalry that I have, but of course I do have my unique cavalry, and I have the support of my generals, which are cavalry focused as well. Also, their archers are just general archers as well, rather than the militia that I'm using. So again, there is a very big theme here. They have significantly less men than me, but their men are of higher quality. It's a good thing that I have managed to weaken the settlement somewhat, otherwise the towers would have proved to be a real problem as well. So you can see back here there is also some Spear Guard, and the head of the defense today, Taishitsu, the loyal retainer of the Han Empire. Meanwhile, my army across the field is a pretty scary sight, all things considered. But we have also a big ranged advantage with our reinforcements on the way in as well, with a lot of archers. But of course we have the Spear Guard, we have a ram going forward. There is only one gate over here, so I'm only going to need one ram to knock down the gate, and then we will of course have two ways in, albeit right next to one another. So we have the archers, of course, the rest of my forces, the cavalry over here. Of course, Xiahou Dwin is injured for this battle, so Cao Cao and Cao Ren will have to lead the first army alone, but Xiahou Dwin's brother Xiahou Yuan is leading his army in reinforcement to his cousin. So you can see here my G militia cavalry, so yeah, their armour is of poorer quality, but Xiahou Yuan is in here somewhere, if I can find him. There he is, the man himself, wielding his great glaive, and hopefully he will be able to fill the void that his brother has left in terms of a sustained combat general. And then of course we have some trebuchets and a huge archer force as well, Kuei Jian, or Kuei Zhuan? Yeah, Kuei Zhuan, who is going to be leading the siege and the archer retinue. So without further ado, let's begin. I'm wondering what the frame rate's going to be like here, because of course we are on extreme unit sizes, and it's going to be a heavily focused fight around this corner of the settlement. The siege has been ongoing for a few turns now, and finally the time is right to take the city. So again, I do have a lot of men, even though they are of poorer quality. I'm hoping that they will be able to fight alongside my generals and secure victory. Cao Ren in particular is going to be getting stuck in right in the centre of this fight. This actually here, YANGZHOU, a sentinel, is here. He's actually a legendary sentinel as well, interestingly enough. But he is going to be here, and he is going to be fighting the forces as they come forward. But Cao Ren, my sentinel, is also going to be here, and he's actually going to get stuck right in here, charging into my Saber Militia as they move forward. So the first wave already on the way in, archer fire back and forth, just raining arrows all over the place. You can see I only have a single unit of Saber Militia getting into the G infantry here, but I will be able to get some reinforcements forward pretty quickly. And also over here you can see that Cao Ren has managed to completely surround YANGZHOU with all of his swordsmen as well. Look at that frame rate. Already you can see the arrows. The frames, they disappear. The enemy cavalry is also here, but as we get onto this side of the wall, we can also see that the ram is on the way forwards. Oh man, I'm getting like 10 FPS. Maybe I should turn down the quality for future replays a little bit, just so that this is a little bit less of a problem. You can see here that obviously it is on extreme unit sizes, and the forces are very, very concentrated. You can also see that YANGZHOU wavering. Damage sustained, Kui Zhuan, letting us know that the gates have been destroyed. And now my spear guards will be able to pour through the gates as well. You can see the Taishitsu, his presence is really needed on the front line if his forces are to hold on to this fortress. As my spear guards come through the gate, obviously their shields making them a far better choice to try and absorb some of that arrow fire. I've also got some axe band following them in. Although the enemy also has some axe band. You can see here, Cao Ren did cycle out. As soon as the enemy general fell, I moved my general out of there, because they do have some G infantry as well as some... Well, they've got a G infantry captain in there as well, so not the sort of thing I want my mounted generals to partake in. You can see that my archers really doing a number on them. They may have archers of higher quality, but I just outnumber them so much with regards to my amount of archers. And then you can see that my trebuchet is also over here, doing some damage to this fort wall. Taishitsu is taunting Cao Ren, but Cao Ren is on the front line fighting for his liege, whereas Taishitsu is cowering in the deepest part of the settlement. My archers are starting to run out of ammunition now, but so are theirs. And you can see also I got some G militia coming in that was part of Xiahou Yuan's army. There's a huge cluster of a fight. Spearmen on the front line, look at that frame rate. Yeah, I think I'll turn down the quality for subsequent battles. Although this is a pretty beefy siege on extreme sizes. More arrows flying back and forth. And there goes another fort wall. So now we have a large gap that we can use, and that will be the time for our cavalry to move forward. You can see now Xiahou Yuan and his G cavalry are going to lead the way. Xiahou Yuan himself is a little bit better in combat than his cousin Cao Cao, and also the G militia cavalry are the most easily replaced. I couldn't replace my heavy tiger and leopard cavalry if I were to lose them now. Cao Ren still just fighting in the mix there. The G infantry captain and the Jian swordsmen are there blocking our way. We are taking damage, but we simply outnumber them too greatly. The damage to the fortress was also quite telling. If this had been a completely healthy fortress with the towers, my infantry very well could have broken, but now the fight is going to tilt ever further in our favour. Taishitsu trying to taunt us. Here you can see Xiahou Yuan is leading the way into the archers. They realise their mistake. And my mighty vanguard. I really like the detailing on the unique generals, it's very nice. But he's following in with his militia cavalry, and we're going to be able to tear apart what little ranks of their archers remain. This town will soon come on. You can see that the town has taken damage from the siege, but we will be able to repair it to best suit our needs. Xiahou Yuan using his glaive to tear into these archers. They may be at least slightly armoured, but it's not going to help them in melee. They are still ultimately just archers. You can see more and more now. The numbers are starting to tilt in my favour. My G militia cavalry charging into the rear of what's left of the Han Empire forces on the front line. Cao Ren has been doing a great job just holding down the front line. You can see over here the axe band getting charged by Xiahou Yuan. And finally, my spear guard and G able to push through the gate. The gate has been taken. Excellent. The trebuchet crew has abandoned their post. All of these towers, of course, have been destroyed. These towers on this side of the settlement are still operational, so that's why I decided to go through this very conveniently damaged section of the fortress. Cao Ren really been an MVP in this fight. But it was a pretty grisly fight for us here. The units of superior quality in a choke point would have fancied their chances, but with the support of Cao Ren, and now with the rear charging that Xiahou Yuan and his cavalry companies are engaging in, it's all going to be over pretty soon. And you can see that because of the amount of archers I have, I still have a little bit of ammunition, which I'm using to just pepper away at these Han Empire forces, the orange and white banners this time. And here comes my cavalry, just chasing down the axe band, making sure they don't come back. At this point, it's just a matter of trying to make the victory as efficient as it could possibly be. Very little left now of the Han Empire forces defending the outer walls. And Cao Cao knows that victory is near. But still, they did make us work for it. It was not a fight that we will come out on unscathed. A lot of our infantry is pretty depleted. And there we go. So that's the outer forces gone. Taishitze and a unit of spear guards are all that remain in the heart of the fortress. There are arrow towers we will have to pass through if we are to engage them. More enemies running. There are actually some enemy horsemen in here as well, just some basic saber cavalry. So again, that's one level up from my cavalry because they're all militia tier. But again, it's a hopeless engagement for them. Cao Cao himself is there, and there we go. The enemy actually did rout in the end. So, a decisive victory, and YANGZHOU city is now ours. That battle was a lot of fun, actually, albeit fairly costly. We'll see if we've actually captured Taishitze. But yeah, so we're going to definitely occupy this settlement. Nice level 4 city there. Doesn't look like we did manage to capture Taishitze, actually. Guess he managed to escape. He did rout at the end, after all, which makes sense. Okay. So now, we need to get Xiahou Yuan moving back north to go and defend Chen, because I think no matter what we do, we're going to lose that farmland to that encroaching army there of Jiangong. But as long as we don't lose Chen, I'm happy. So what have we actually got in? Oof, we've got a lot of stuff we need to repair. But absolutely worthwhile. And then we can move on to take the toolmaker as well. There's another small city right there, however. What we really need at this point is more income. We have some characters that leveled up. Xiahou Duin leveled up, even though he was the one that wasn't in that last battle. He was wounded for it, but still, I'll take it. So he's got hamstring, yeah. What have we got here? Morale when attacking. Instinct, campaign movement range when commanding. That's more resolve, reinforcement range, encourage. Well, that will help me get to vengeance. Yeah, I'll go with that. Excellent. Okay, and he will be back next turn. It's a shame we didn't have him for that battle, actually, because that would have gone even more smoothly. But still, definitely worthwhile to poke those holes in the wall. And with that, I think I'm actually... You're still not happy. Right, what do I actually have? Assignments. You... Do I have another assignment down here? Yeah, sure. Why weren't you already doing that, actually? Is that going to make you a little less mad at me? No, I guess not. I could promote. I'm already losing money there. Right, we'll leave it for the time being. It hasn't gotten too out of hand just yet. Right, that was a successful turn. No, I need the satisfaction that those ancillaries are giving me, I'm afraid, Yuan Shao. Is he going to be able to make it? He isn't. So there is a fair amount of... Yuan Shu is actually... He may very well actually do me a huge favour there by killing that army. One can only hope. Okay. Wang Quang. Fear of assassins. You boast to your guards of a sixth sense that protects you from assassination and conspire with a servant to prove it, promising a handsome reward. The next day the servant arrives to play their part with a dagger secreted beneath their robes. With all your officers watching, you decide to act. Do nothing. Reveal the assassin. So that'll be less money but more vigilance. So cover costs for enemy spies. Execute the assassin. Ooh, reviled lord. Yeah, we're actually making money now, so we'll reveal the assassin. With a cry of assassin, you had the guards seize and imprison the servant, releasing and rewarding them a few days later. That seems like a very Cao thing to do, actually. Okay. So, Xiahou Yuan. Right, we need to actually, I think, just go into march stance. We'll get back to Chen as quickly as we can for some replenishment. As for this army down here, you're replenishing. I think next turn we will just move right on and take the Toolmaker. Or should we just take it now? Because the public order is commandery wide, I think. Yeah, let's have a little poke our head in. Yeah, this should be an easy one. Yeah, absolutely. Easy enough. Didn't take very many losses. And we'll occupy. And this should be a good moneymaker for us. We're right near a ford, the Yangtze River. Right. Drifter workforce camp. Income from commerce. Patrols. Audio keeps cutting out. I'm a little bit worried about that, but still. Merchant registry office. It's upkeep. It's trade as well. Well, this should be okay. I mean, we've got another small city right there. What I really want to do is get enough income so that I can actually upgrade some stuff that I already have. Kongzhou, I could try and take him because he, at the moment, is the last holder of a holding within the Yangzhou commandery, which I want to unite beneath my banner if I can. But for now, that'll be fine. Liu Dai. I don't want Liu Dai in our coalition. Liu Bei is stronger than me. Ah, Sun Jian. We can't actually see him yet. I'm not paying you for that though. Yeah, he's just running away. He's not actually going after my territory. Yuan Shu's just hunting him down, although he is hiding in my land now, so he might go after my undefended holdings. Okay. I will call for aid. Yeah, he's not being admitted entry, poor Tao Qian. Zerong has declared war on us. Okay. So that's Liu Yao. And that's Zerong. So yeah, it's down here that the problem's going to be. Okay, so all of that is going on. Search for talent. You send word far and wide you are seeking talented people to join your court. One has been found who fits your need and they await your decision. Character recruited. Oh, so I have another person in my court now? Lai Song. Okay. You just pushed me into the red there, but whatever. We do have assignments. But you can't go on assignment, apparently. How antagonizing. Maybe now would be a good time to try and get peace with Dongmin and the Han Empire. Because I am starting to feel the pressure on this side from them, and I think now it will be worth our time to go after Liu Yao and Zerong here in the south. territory's getting quite long and thin, though, which is giving us a lot of neighbouring borders with people I really don't want to have borders with. We'll leave it for the time being, I think. Or should we? I don't know. Right, hold on. I'm going to normal stance for now. And we'll garrison Chen. So a few turns into the future here, where I was just doing nothing really but running around and doing some prep, it looks like Tao Qian has fallen, and his son Tao Ying is now going to be heading up that faction, such as it is. I think they've only got one territory left anyway. Wang Quang and Liu Dai. I think our coalition has... Ooh, hello. Assassins. Ambition can curdle the loyalty of the closest allies, blinding them to their own treachery in the pursuit of power. You receive word that this individual may be plotting against you, with a letter revealing the roles and the names of the conspirators. Oh man, why? Why would you do this? Satisfaction, ooh. I think paying them off might be the way to go here. Give them a bit of satisfaction. You paid them off. Those in possession of such low character will find their loyalties just as easily swayed by gold. So my wife and the strategist that I hired were both plotting to kill me, eh? I will keep that in mind for the future. Regardless, Xiahou Yuan is going to come down here. I was just running patrols over here, but I don't think the Han Empire are going to be any threat to me now. They're about to be taken out by one of these armies over here, which is Yuan Shi. So yeah, Yuan Shao is really starting to branch out a little bit. His territories are a little bit all over the place though, so that might come back to bite him. But I'm heading southward anyway. Speaking of which, with Liu Yao and Zerong declaring war on me, what I want to do now, as Cao Cao, is to head over there and do some damage, I think. Or maybe even just go after this small city over here and have Xiahou Yuan be the one to be a little bit more defensive. They've got a decent force there. Although one of them is outside, so if we can catch them in the encampment, that will be a little bit... Well, that will be far preferable to trying to go after them in the city. Now we have another policy. Excellent. So we could now go for this. What is this here? Yeah, that's upkeep per turn. I need something which just gives me money. More than anything at this point. Administrator positions. Can I even use administrators until my faction levels up? Though I don't think I can, so that would be pointless for the time being. Income, but it's from that. Income from commerce. Will that make my income go up though? How much commerce do I actually have? Agricultural tax relief. We've got here upkeep per turn again. So I said irradiated then, but it's irrigated paddy fields. Military supplies. Don't need military supplies really though. What's this? G infantry. I need the grain silo there. We'll go for this for now, just to see if it actually does raise our income a little bit next turn. As for elsewhere, we are actually making money now at the very least. Let's see. I could sick Kongzhou, do a proxy war between him and He Yi. Get these yellow turbans off my border. He's got an iron mine as well. But if the yellow turbans would win that, and then I would have to deal with them on this farmland. So I'd rather have just someone else there for now. I haven't used my diplomatic credibility for anything just yet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Liu Bei is just going crazy. He's inviting everyone to the coalition. Our coalition's massive now. What is this? Oh, that's He Yi. Why on earth do you think I would do this? I mean, you're giving me a lot of money and the guarantee of autonomy, but I'm not becoming your vassal, you fool. Your faction's collapsing all around you. Yuan Shu is just still chasing after them. There's a lot of trouble though in that part of my my lands. Other armies just fighting their wars within my borders. What have we got here? They do have G infantry. G infantry's not bad. Okay. Let's get Xiahou Yuan down here in Yangzhou. Now the question is, do I go after them here? They will get reinforcements, but it'll be outside the city. Yeah, but all of our siege equipment and a lot of our range power is bound up in Xiahou Yuan's army. So I guess we'll just use both of our armies to come down here. Alright. Army action points. We've got a lot of construction available, but none of it really seems to actually be all that lucrative. Livestock estate. Income from peasantry. That is in the livestock farm as well. Sure, I'll do that. Chen's livestock farm. We're losing public order there as well because of all the hostile forces in our borders. I really need more reliable forms of income. Sure. Kong Rong, unsurprisingly, is rich. He left. He knows what's about to befall him. Or Zerong is coming for... Yeah, I'm going to have to turn around and deal with that. Change of plans. Sun Jian, peace treaty. Coalition with Liu Yao, which means Sun Jian may very well declare war. I mean, there's a lot of wars being declared all over the place now. Right. You're in normal stance. Good. Right. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll march south into that settlement there. We'll get Xiahou Yuan into the walled settlement and wait to see what he does. We can kill him off, and then we could push back and try and take Guangling, or Guangling, and just hope that this guy doesn't do anything foolish. His army's terrible, actually. I don't know why I was so worried. He's taking attrition all over the place. My garrison would be able to deal with that. Good. And that Han Empire force has also been destroyed. So yeah, it's down here where I need to focus most of my attention now. I wonder if I can sell food to anyone. Let me see. Who may be willing... Well, Sun Jian certainly won't be. You have 5 food. You only have 1. Okay, Liu Bei. How about I offer food? I will offer you 3 food. And you will give me... I'm not giving you regular payment. I want you to give me regular payment. Request regular payments. I could give him 4. That wouldn't be worth much. Okay. Proposed deal. Okay. So we'll trade away some of our food to give us a little bit more income. We still can't really afford to spend that income on anything because it's only temporary. Okay. Let's see what Zerong wants to do. But no, I'm not giving away my ancillaries. Yeah, look at him taking attrition. Look, the Yellow Turbans and Yuan Shu are just hunting him down. Yeah, he's running away now. So I think we just chase him down. Harvest Moon Festival. It is the time of the harvest moon, and the farmers of the local village are celebrating the fine harvest. They sit around the fire recounting the tale of Hou Yi and Cheng Yi, in which they were separated and she drank the elixir of immortality and took up residence on the moon itself. Good omen. Public order. Good. Anyway, Let's go back into... Yeah, we're in normal stance. So, can we reinforce one another? We're going to keep both of our armies together in a big old death ball. Let's move forward. Yeah, this is a good force. I mean, we are concentrating all of our forces in one area pretty much. I think at this point, though, the time may be upon us to extort some money out of Dongmin. Yes, it's me again, I'm afraid. Right, peace? Yeah, they really want peace. Okay, good. So I will... I'm just going to request a big old lump sum payment. How much can we get out of this? I mean, this is a lot of money we're going to be able to get out of him. Possibly all of it. Because he's really struggling, so he'll be desperate for it. Ah, good. 4,000? Yes. Excellent. So that means we won't have to worry about the Han Empire coming after us anymore. They still hate us, but still. Which means we can focus almost all of our attention down here on Zheirong and Liu Yao. Ironically, this means the Kingdom of Wei may very well form the... well, take up the landmass that the Kingdom of Wu had in history, but regardless, that means the only place we need to be somewhat concerned about, I think, is He Yi. If we get too far away from Chen Commandery, he might see the weakness and come in and snap up some territory. But maybe we can... maybe we can do something about that, actually. Where's Liu Biao? Here you are. Use credibility to persuade this faction to go to war with another. Yes, I think this is exactly what we need. Liu Biao will then go to war with He Yi, and that should distract them. Oof. It's not enough to just use the credibility. I need to... I guess I need to pay him to do that. I did just get a lot of money for doing that, but I'm not willing to spend all of that. Okay. Well, regardless. Good. Let's continue on. That's a very weird choice from K Mao to do that. We will call parade. He's a vassal to Liu Biao as well, I'm pretty sure, unless he broke off. It's possible that he gained his independence during a war with Sun Jian. YANGZHOU declared signed a peace treaty with Tao Ying. Yeah, a lot of people declaring war now. A lot of chaos being sowed, but I mean, K Mao is so far away from us. What have we got here? Ah, Lai Song has leveled up. Authority. Sure. Right. Let's continue onwards. The warpath towards Guangling. Okay. With our superior forces, our advisors predict a Pyrrhic victory. We could try and starve them out, but I don't think we have the luxury of time here, so I think what we're going to do, we're just going to dive right in and start the battle. Well, actually, they do have a higher amount of deployed men than we do. Demand surrender. Alright, we'll starve them out. As soon as anyone starts making moves to either come to his aid, or someone else declares war on us, though, that will be the sign that we need to hurry things up a little bit. We do have another policy that we can take. Excellent. What I really want is some form of new unit which is of decent quality. We're going to get more farmland, so I guess it does make sense to keep going down this path. What is this? Farm tool distribution. Income. Okay. We'll go for this. We have so much green buildings that it makes most sense to go that way. Okay, we'll continue the siege of this farmland. Of course. We'll call for aid, I suppose. Yeah, that makes a certain amount of sense, but I think he's taking attrition. Attitude consequence. Liu Biao will hate us more. Yeah, we can. Yuan Shao is a more important ally to us at this point. Sorry, man. You've actually been very useful in an offhanded sort of way dealing with those Han Empire interlopers, but I can't take that chance. Aha. He is sallying out to meet us. Okay, well, seeing as we are actually the defenders... start the battle.
信封已至，胜券可期。
若要赴死，务必不独火。敌军情况不明，多加小心。我已等待多时。
So Zerong sallies out from his farmlands to meet us. He'll rue the day where he declared war on us and joined a hostile coalition. The structure of our army, of course, is very much the same. We can see the spear guardsmen here. But the main difference from the last siege is, of course, we now have our mighty champion, Shahud Win back. So he will be able to hunt down enemy generals on the battlefield with his mighty spear. And we'll see how well this can go, because he will be fighting alongside Cao Ren here in the middle. So a sentinel and a champion together, a nice tank and damage dealer. And then we have the axe band over here. The rest of our forces trickling in from the reinforcements from Kuei Xuan and from Shahou Yuan, of course. So lots of archers here, and of course the trebuchet that comes with a strategist's retinue. A lot of G infantry as well, or G militia I should say, from Shahou Yuan's retinue. Good all-purpose units, excellent for reinforcing. They can do pretty much whatever you want them to. And then of course our cavalry wing, pretty much the heart and soul of our army really, where a lot of our strength is bound up. The militia cavalry, of course, following around Shahou Yuan, very powerful vanguard. And then Cao Cao himself, a top shadow runner, is going to be leading his elite cavalry regiments of the heavy tiger and leopard cavalry. These guys look really, really nice. Very, very powerful, of course, shock cavalry. Then just a basic unit of saber militia as well. You can see where I've sort of set up as well. They actually had the hill on their side, so I definitely wasn't going to try and counterattack into them. I'm going to wait for them to come to me. They are the attackers after all. And I've positioned myself in front of this marshland over here, which will slow down their infantry advance a little bit, allowing my archers, allowing my archer companies to get a few extra volleys off, which could be the difference between victory and defeat here. Speaking of which, though, as we have a look at their armies as they move forward, Zerong himself is moving up with Zebu, who I would assume is his brother or his son. Doesn't actually show their age, so we can't actually make predictions about that, but they are a vanguard and a champion, so some damage dealers here, wearing different colours, interestingly enough, which would be confusing on the battlefield, both of them to each other and to their cavalry companies of G Militia Cav behind them, but both of them will be marching forward. They also have a strategist, though, in the shape of Zhu Shao, but a lot of infantry. It's going to be a tightly fought contest, but I think considering the fact that we are the ones on the defence, we're going to win. They also have some reinforcements up here, of course, as well, under the banner of, I think, a G infantry captain, I believe. Yep, a G infantry captain is leading this. So this is the retinue that was going to defend the settlement they have, but they are, of course, reinforcing their liege. And here we go, the trebuchet beginning to open up on the enemy as they advance forward. Trebuchet, of course, will be able to do a decent amount of damage to these infantry clumps as they move forward. They will, of course, be slowed down by the marshland as well. A nice hit there. Trebuchet is not quite as devastating as they were in the pre-release footage, which is good for the sake of game balance. And the cavalry over here is getting far too close to my archer companies. It's only their militia cavalry as well, without shields, with a single weapon. So they're going to take a huge amount of damage. And I have my spears on standby as well, ready to help defend my archermen. Archermen? Archer companies. Here comes the main force. They really should have attacked me all at once, but the AI is sort of going in one army at a time, which will really help me out. Here the archers starting to open up on the enemy infantry as well. Their heroes may prove to be a little bit troublesome, but I feel as though my heroes are far stronger than theirs. So as long as I can limit the amount of casualties I'm taking, that'll be good. But you can see here, charging right on in, Zebu, the champion, getting into my archers actually, but he's going to need to get out of there quite quickly because he is surrounded now by spearmen. You can see also that the enemy cavalry decided to charge headlong into my spears, perhaps trying to come to the aid of their general. They saw he was in danger. It's not going to go too well for them, but now we can see the main infantry engagements are beginning. They've already taken some damage from the trebuchet and my archers, but now I have moved my own archers into position. Xiahou Duin mocking the enemy as they flee. My saber militia and my axe band getting in position to block their advance through the marshes. You can see here, this unit of axe band is going to charge into the side of this saber militia. Axe band, of course, a little bit more attack centric. The axe is an aggressive weapon after all. Here we can see the enemy cavalry is doing some damage to my archers, which is unfortunate, but somewhat unavoidable for the time being. Cao Cao getting right in and amongst the front line over here. The enemy strategist is nearby, preventing Cao Cao from using his ability to give my troops nearby a bit more missile resistance. But that is the least of the enemy's concerns, because you can see here that now they have committed forward far too much on the front line, and my cavalry companies are now getting ready to charge in. They're going to have to go through the marshes as well, but it's the morale shots which are going to be the main problem here for the enemy forces. They actually do get caught up a little bit there, but here comes the charge, where the enemy line is thickest, into the rear with my G militia cavalry. Xiahou Yuan leading another force. You can see here that my front line holding very firmly. My archers are the ones which are actually taking a bit of damage. And you can see here, Xiahou Duin is going after Zebu, and as a champion he is far superior gear and a superior fighter, so it's not looking good for him. Meanwhile, Cao Cao and his cavalry companies have decided to move in, seeing an opportunity to try and kill Zerong, the enemy commander, and he's in real trouble now. He's right in and amongst my most elite unit. Cao Cao himself also getting stuck in. He's not really the same kind of fighter as his cousins, but considering the overwhelming advantage he is feeling confident here, drawing his sword to do his bit for his ambition. Meanwhile, you can see these units over here in a huge amount of trouble, just getting overrun by my forces. Xiahou Yuan over here, meanwhile, was going for the enemy strategist Xu Xiao, but he's going to get out of there now, because there are a lot of G around him and he doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage. But you can see here my lines are reforming, my archers doing more damage as the second wave is arriving. Here in the backfield, however, Xiahou Yuan's G militia cavalry is just chasing down the reinforcing archers. They're a little bit weak when they do get shot, but of course they're going to be chasing down these units, and when they do get their charges off, it's going to be very, very ugly for them. Got to be careful of that G militia captain, which is very close by, and from friendly fire from my own trebuchet. It's not looking good here. This reinforcing army was too far away, and the enemy fell apart too quickly. Here comes the heavy tiger and leopard cavalry with Xiahou Yuan, and you can see the enemy. There is still a bit of a strong point of their infantry over here, but it's not looking good for them at all. The G militia is on the front line as well from the garrison, but my saber militia is still holding them back. And now you can see another unit of saber militia coming in. I'm surrounding them with my own G militia. They're having to commit archer militia to the front line. Not good from them at all. Cao Ren is in the backfield. He was actually trying to go after the strategist, but he slipped through my fingers once again. I think Zerong has been killed. Indeed he has. So Zebu would be the faction leader now, but he too is in a huge amount of trouble. Cao Cao and his cavalry regiments just hunting them down. Xiahou Yuan is here. The enemy strategist is now the only general which is trying to get away from me, but you can see Xiahou Duin is hunting him down now as well. Yeah, the enemy morale is just falling apart here. A well-constructed front line and an ill-conceived charge by Zerong's army before the reinforcements had arrived was what ultimately caused their defeat here, and that I think is just about everything. Here comes the heavy tiger and leopard cavalry charging right into the G infantry captain. Maybe a little bit risky, but you can see here the power of a high tier unit doing a huge amount of damage off the charge. And now we're just flooding forwards with our infantry anyhow, as the enemy are driven before us, and that's pretty much it. Yep, Zebu is running away from both of the Xiahou brothers. And that's pretty much all of it. The battle is won. The archer's trying to kill off Xu Xiao, but I think he's going to be able to get away. And I think Zebu is doing his best, but he is surrounded here almost being given an escort off the battlefield in his shame.
不要留情。
Yeah, and I think what I do here, actually, is I just let him go, because this is the only territory that Zerong's faction had. So they will be completely destroyed by this. Any surviving generals will be put into the global recruitment pool, I think, but such things do not interest me. I already have very talented generals working for me. And he's just going to be... His shame is complete. And Zerong, while certainly not the most powerful enemy I've made,
我军士兵正在四散而逃。
Liu Yao, I think, is the strongest member of their coalition, or maybe Sun Jian. This does secure my borders, and Liu Yao will have to cross a river if he wishes to cross swords with me, which is excellent. There is that general over there as well. Zhu Shao is going to be able to get off the field, I think. And there we go. A close victory. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think it was more decisive, especially seeing as one faction has now been completely destroyed as a result of this battle. A worthy victory indeed, I think. Zerong is dead, actually. Character captured, Zebu. There's no sense in fighting anymore. He is a level 3, but honestly, I can't afford any of these, so I'm just going to release them all. Captured troops. Yeah, I need... Well... I'm going to replenish, actually. Well, that sally out went very poorly for them. And now... I will delegate. Easy peasy. It's a lot of money we just got there. Xiao Mu, who is a... Well, he says... Oh, no, he's a vanguard, rather. He's got a big current... Yeah, I can't afford to take him on. Well, I've got a bit of income now, but more generals. I have enough generals of my own that I can use. I'm going to occupy that. There we go. War declared between Liu Bei and He Yi. Zerong. Attacker supply shortage. Dark tidings. During the night, an enemy sortie slips through our defences and torches our food supplies. Although we were able to save some food, much is lost. The men feel both pangs of hunger and despair. Bad omen. -5 morale. Unfortunate, but we do have another farmland now. But my main issue is now way back over here. I say that though, his army's very depleted. My problem is, what sort of garrison does this farmland actually have? Not a bad garrison. The problem is his farmland doesn't have towers to help defend. And they have generals. Albeit very wounded generals, but I don't know. It's still a big ask, I think. It might even be worth our time just to raise an army quickly. Just to try and help deal with this. We have our son, Cao Ang. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Just for now. Right, so he will be able to hold down the fort. That's a bit more men, but more importantly, he himself is going to be useful. He's also a champion, so he will be able to duel. And with his... Oh, hello. Low general satisfaction. Of course, it's Lady Bian again. But now, we have level ups for both Cao Ren and Xiahou Yuan. Right, let's see here. Scholarship, cunning. Yeah, we ranged our piercing damage. So we can have this, diligence. Melee evasion for melee infantry and own retinue. That might be pretty good. We could go for this as well. I'm going to go for that, actually. Because he's got a lot of melee troops in his retinue. And then Xiahou Yuan, who has been very, very good ever since we got him into the army. He's very, very damaging. He's also very satisfied as well with how things are going, which is good to see. Building upkeep, morale when attacking, battle running speed. Yeah, we'll go for that. Legendary Vanguard. Right. As for you... Yeah, I think Xiahou Yuan is actually going to have to start cycling back this way, however. We do have that ford, which does lead directly into Liu Yao's territory, but Cao Cao's army, I think, is going to be enough to deal with that. Now we need to concern ourselves with the Yellow Turbans, who actually do have some decent settlements we could do with taking ourselves. As for Chen, a small city. It's a lot of income as well. Yeah, we're going to go for that while we still have positive income. We're going to upgrade Chen. Okay. Hey, you know what? Sure. If you're going to give me money, why not? Now that we're at peace with the Han Empire as well. Dongmin? Why would we want the Dong in our coalition? No. I mean, I think he's in the coalition regardless, because... Is he in the coalition? Oh, establish your power. Despite your best intentions, it is clear the time of the Han is ending. The only question is, with the Empire falling, who will then rule China? Whilst other warlords stake their claim, making brazen moves for territory, they cannot be trusted to wield power, but you can. Perhaps only you could. It is time to rise above these squabbles and become something greater, a warlord worthy of following. Cool. Ah, good, so we're second marquee now. Credibility increases. We're already at maximum credibility, though. He Yi signed the peace treaty with YANGZHOU, Cao Cao, Dongmin. Is Dongmin in our coalition, then? Where are we? There is a thing to faction grouping. Coalition to defeat barbarians. He is, so he did get admitted. So the Han Empire is in our coalition now. This coalition's become something of a ridiculous entity, really. I mean, Wang Quang and Liu Dai are not powerful at all, but between myself, Yuan Shao, Liu Bei, and Dongmin now, we've got a massive amount of territory that our coalition covers. Which is fine for now, honestly, because it means that several of my borders are far safer. Which is good, but now we need to sort of keep motoring back. I mean, honestly, I think we'll keep Cao Ang raised for now, but I will disband him when I'm able. Just because he is... We're starting to get positive income now that we're actually getting more territory. But I still don't feel as though we're ready for another full army yet. I'd rather get Xiahou Yuan's army to have 3 generals in it, just like Cao Cao's. And let's not forget, soon we're going to need to start purchasing higher tier units as well.